Hello and welcome back to the Avoid the Tyrewall podcast. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Alisha Palmowski. Alisha, do you want to tell us a bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so hi everyone. Firstly, Teagan, thank you for having me on here today. I'm really excited to be chatting to you. I am a junior racing driver, and I'm in my 8th year of racing this year. I've been racing karts for 6 years, since I was 9 years old back in 2016, up until the start of last year, where I was lucky enough to win the Ginetta Junior Scholarship, which gave me the opportunity to race in the Ginetta Junior Championship last year. And this year I'm going to be moving into my second year in the championship. So really excited to get started.
Fabulous. So you just mentioned the Ginetta Junior Scholarship. How did you hear about it?
Yeah, so throughout my karting career, I'd we'd always thought of different opportunities that were available to us to make the transition from karts to cars. And in my opinion, I'd always believed that, and still do, that the best junior championship is Ginetta Juniors, since it's such a high standard of racing, and it gives drivers just such a great platform to really develop in every aspect, really, of being a racing driver. Um, so I'd always sort of kept my eye on the championship and seen what's happening with it. And because of that, I'd always been aware of the Ginetta Junior Scholarship, because of its great reputation of being one of the biggest UK and junior prizes that you can win in motorsport. So as soon as I sort of hit the right age to be able to enter that, I was straight booked in and raring to go for it.
What was the process behind applying and winning the scholarship, if you can explain it to us?
Yeah, so the scholarship consists of 2 qualification days, each of which around 30 drivers enter each. And then the best around 10 drivers from each day progress through to a final day. And throughout the process, drivers are tested on their driving skills, media skills, and fitness levels. So Ginetta are really looking for the best whole round package, and not necessarily just who is the quickest driver. So it's a very brutal process. It's a very tough process, tough couple of days. But I mean, the prize to win a fully funded season in Ginetta Juniors is makes it all just totally worth it. So yeah, that's sort of what it's all about.
So what made you want to take up racing?
Good question. I answer this all the time. So I started karting by sort of fluke, really. My great granddad actually was a Brisker Formula One stock car driver. So I'd sort of always grown up with the influence of motorsport around me, sort of going to tracks, watching Formula One on the TV, just the normal sort of thing. But then it was just sort of by fluke at the 6 week holidays at school. My grandparents took me for just a normal corporate karting arrive and drive day. And admittedly, I was really slow, had no idea what a racing line was, but I just absolutely loved it and got hooked straight away. And then from then, I just went back every week, and just that's really where it all stemmed from me.
So you mentioned your, was it great grandfather or grandfather?
Yep,
Sorry.
that's right.
Um, who's been your biggest influence during your career?
That's another good question. I think there's throughout my career, there's been a lot of people that have really supported and helped me to get where I am today. And I think the obvious two people would be my mum and dad, because simply without their help and support, I just wouldn't be here where I am today. I wouldn't be racing at all. So it really does all go down to them. But also, I think my driver coaches that I've had throughout my career, I think have really helped me get where I am today. My first one being in karts, it would be Phil Goff, who really helped sort of accelerate my progress in karts when I made the transition from corporate karts up to owner driver karting. He really just helped boost my confidence and accelerate that progress. And then my first year racing in cars last year, obviously a huge learning curve, so it was a crucial year for me. And I had James Gornall, Jiggy, who massively helped me again, and it was a big influence into my year last year. And then going into this year, my new driver coach, Chris Hodgetts, who has again been an incredible support and guides me fantastically. So yeah, they're really the main people that I think stand out to me that have helped me a lot.
This is like a pretty random question, but we're a similar age, and then we've interviewed a few
Mhm.
others who are like a similar age to us. But how does racing affect your schooling?
Yeah, well, it's very difficult and it is a challenge, because I think with racing, one of the biggest sacrifices that you give up is time. So obviously I do miss a lot of school time. So any sort of free time that I have, say on a weekend or anything like that, I spend on catch-up work at school to try and keep on top of my studies. Especially this year, since it's the same for you. I think it's my GCSE year, so a big year in terms of exams. So I think I've sort of, in the last few years, I've sort of missed out a bit on the typical teenager life, you know, going out with mates and whatever, all of that stuff. But yeah, I think for me, education is very important, because I'd love to be a racing driver, but I'm totally aware that I've got to keep my options open. So yeah, just trying to do the best job that I can and just balance it as best as possible.
Is there a community within the Ginetta Junior series, like off track, or does everyone just keep themselves to themselves?
I think, to be honest, with there being a lot of different teams, obviously within the Ginetta Junior Championship, teams generally tend to keep themselves to themselves. But within our team, there's such a great atmosphere and family feel, community behind the team. We all spend a lot of time together, get on really well, which is obviously fantastic. But also, I think at race weekends, Ginetta themselves have the hospitality where sort of all the Ginetta family can come together and just really enjoy themselves and have a great time. So I think in general, I think it's racing. It has a really great community, especially in that paddock. So yeah.
This is another like really random question, but what is your workout program like?
Yeah, well, fitness actually, I think, is something it's an aspect behind racing that's often undermined. Since I think for people that might not necessarily know a lot about racing, it can be deemed as racing can be looked on as if it's easy and as if you just sat there pressing some pedals and turning a wheel, which totally is not the case, since the amount of concentration and focus required is incredible, and obviously endurance needed is crucial to being successful. So in terms of my fitness, my workout program, I tend to mix it up a bit and do a bit of everything really, targeting and focusing on the arms, abs, legs, and cardiovascular endurance as well is a key part that's really important. So yeah, I just mix it up, to be honest, day by day as I go along, see how I'm feeling, and I'll mix it up a bit. But yeah, I do try, and it's an element I think that I can sort of influence away from the track, because obviously there's only so much you can do with developing your driving when you're not at a racetrack. Whereas fitness is something that's totally in my control, that I can take control of. So yeah, I do my best to work and keep on top of that as best as possible.
Plus, fitness can be like a great stress relief, or like just
Totally, yeah.
A release.
Definitely. I mean, I totally agree, especially with all the stress of the exams and GCSE. So it's good just to get away, put some music on, and go for it.
Do you feel that as though, okay, I'm going to put some context to this. I am a growing presence on TikTok and Instagram. I had a video which I posted, and it was about I can't remember what it was about, but basically I was talking about like tracks and stuff, and it went from having 1,000 views to an hour later having like 9,000, and it's got like,
oh wow,
yeah, it's got like 13,000 now, and people were
amazing.
like, oh my god, she's a girl, she's so talking a load of crap, blah blah blah. So do you feel though you get hate in racing just for being a girl purely?
That's a really, really good question. And I think I'm very fortunate in the sense that, me personally, I can't say that I have had any hate, which I'm really grateful of. Although I do believe that some drivers on track do try to treat me differently, say because I'm a girl, which I think is just silly, because I think when we get in the car, when we put our helmets on, the car doesn't have a gender. So we're all out there fighting for the same thing. We're all fighting for the win. So it really should not matter your gender at all. But obviously, motorsport is still a male-dominated sport. And naturally, I do see the negative comments online towards women in motorsport. But I like to try and not sort of view myself as a girl within motorsport. I like to just sort of class myself as a racing driver, going out there and trying to do my best. And I don't think that anything else should really matter. So yeah, that's how I sort of try and approach it mentally.
Fair enough. What is the best track that you have driven?
Oh, I was thinking about this before, actually. And it's a tough one because we go to so many amazing, iconic tracks around the UK. last year, I'd have to say that I really enjoyed Knockhill, since I think my driving style is particularly suited to the more technical, tight circuits, more kart-like circuits, really. And Knockhill with the crazy elevation changes and the barriers close to you, I think it puts a lot of pressure on, but I really, really enjoyed that challenge. But unfortunately, it's not on the calendar for this year. But there's two new tracks come on for the calendar this year. Well, three new tracks, but two in particular is Alton Park and Cadwell, which I'd never visited before. And in pre-season testing, I've been there a few times, and I absolutely love them. Obviously, it's quite similar to Knockhill in the sense it's very technical and obviously barriers close to you, so there is a lot of pressure and stress in that manner. But I really enjoy that adrenaline, and it gets the best out of me, I think, in terms of my performance. So I'd say probably Alton Park and Cadwell I really, really enjoy and can't wait to get there racing this year.
Hopefully, I'm going to the Alton Park GT. So,
oh, amazing! We'll see you
I
there
love
then.
Alton.
It's amazing. It's our local track as well, actually. So
oh, is it?
it's only about an hour away. Yeah. So oh, is it?
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm about 30 minutes away. Cheshire.
Oh, mega! Oh, yeah, we're in a place called Glossop, which is just on the outskirts of Manchester. So, yeah.
What is the worst track that you've driven?
Worst track, unfortunately, I don't even need to think about this, is Thruxton. Because last year, for whatever reason, I just had a lot of bad luck there. And so I've had a lot of bad experiences there. It just never, ever seemed to go right at all. But fortunately, it's not on the calendar this year. So I don't have to go back there for at least another year. So hopefully we'll just stick to not having any least favourite tracks on the calendar this year. Thank goodness.
To be fair, I thought you were going to say Snap because the way you I know it because everyone seems to hate Snap.
Really? Oh, right. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Snap's okay. It was my favourite last year, actually. But now that I've been to Alton and Cadwell, I've changed my mind a bit. But it's changing weekly, to be honest, as to what my favourite track is. I think it depends where you do well on.
How do you join the BWRDC?
So to join the BWRDC, you put an application forward, and then the club will then sort of have a look at your profile and see if you are a suitable match to join the club. And then if you are accepted, then you are obviously a member of the club and you pay an annual fee to be a member of the club. And then you're invited to special events and meet everybody within the community. So that's really how you get involved in the BWRDC.
What is your proudest achievement of your career?
I think for me, my proudest moment, I'd have to go back again to the Ginetta Junior Scholarship, because it's such a huge prize and it was absolutely life-changing for me. Because to get in Ginetta Juniors, at some points for us, it looked like a different world and it was just a lifetime away. And we had no idea really how we were going to make that jump. So to have actually done it, it just makes me incredibly proud. And I think in the time that the scholarship has been going on for, I think in over 10 plus years, there's only ever 14 people that have ever won it and only 2 females. So to be one of them is just amazing. I'm still pinching myself now, to be honest. So I'd say that is my racing highlight.
Why did you choose Elite Motorsport?
Well, Elite Motorsport they are the reigning Ginetta Junior champions, and they've had incredible success over the whole time that they've been in Ginetta Juniors. But I think it's not only just the team. I think that a lot of their ex-drivers have gone on to achieve incredible things. So when the opportunity came up to join the team and be with them this year, it was just an opportunity that we just couldn't miss. Testing's been going really well with them this year, pre-season testing, been really positive, and we feel really a part of the team. We're just really excited to get the actual season itself underway and hopefully enjoy a lot of success with them.
How important are your sponsors to you?
Well, my sponsors are incredibly important, and it's as simple as without them, I wouldn't be on the grid racing. So they mean the absolute world to me, and their support absolutely does not go unnoticed. And I think on that front, actually, I'd like to shout out and say a big thank you to the Proceed Group, Dansoft Aviation Services, and the compliance guys who are really excited to have on board with us again this year and really excited to enjoy that partnership.
How would you advise upcoming racers to go about getting sponsorship?
Well, sponsorship, it is incredibly hard to get, and especially under the current climate, it is very difficult. And I think it's tricky for me to sort of give advice really at this stage, but I think it's really about seeing what individually someone themselves can offer to a business or a company, where both parties can enjoy a mutual benefit, really. And it's about seeing what you yourself as a unique individual, what's unique about yourself that you can offer to a business that's different to other people, maybe, and what makes you stand out, really, that can help a business. So yeah, it's very difficult, but something along those lines. And it's just about finding the right people that can work with you.
Say, for example, right, this is like what I don't know if this is the way to go about it, but
Mm-hmm.
personally, I use like Nivea moisturizer, and then I use like
Mm-hmm.
a certain brand of cleanser. So would you say to like avoid to approach them and be like, look, realistically, I do use your products. I am a consumer, and this, I don't know if this will make you look good is the right phrase, but it will highlight them in a positive way.
Yeah, totally. No, that totally makes sense. Definitely. I think in terms of the sort of businesses that you approach, obviously you've got to think through, how can I help them individually? How can I actually make a difference to them and not just generally make it sort of personalized to them? And as I say, if you're a consumer or use their product or have some sort of connection to a business, then obviously that gives you a closer link straight away to them. So absolutely, I think it's definitely approach any sort of businesses that you feel you can help.
So
Okay.
obviously, Ginetta Junior was a BTCC support last year. It's now transitioned to British GT. How are you like thinking about how it'll be different? What do you think of the positives and negatives?
That's a really good question as well. So yeah, as you mentioned, obviously we're moving to the SRO package for this year, being a support series for the British GT Championship. So it is a big difference. It is a big change for Ginetta. To be honest, I think I'm really excited to see how it goes down. I'm very fortunate in the sense that I'm a second year driver this year, so I will have experienced being on the TOCA package as well last year, as well as the SRO package this year. But I think for Ginetta, it's a very positive thing. I think it's going to sort of expose us to a different audience that may not have seen Ginetta Juniors live before, maybe. And also, it's not just the Ginetta Juniors that will be a support. It's all the Ginetta Championships together, such as the GT Academy and the GT Championships. So all the Ginetta family is going to be there as one. So I think for Ginetta, it's going to be fantastic. I think Ginetta's fan base can only get bigger. And yeah, I'm just really excited to meet new people and get out in this new sort of venture.
Very nice. I will see you at Alton Park.
Brilliant. We'll
Um,
see you there.
is it weird if I come over and like say hi? Because I was
Not
thinking
at
of
all. You
asking
go
that.
for it.
Oh,
Not at all. I'd love
fabulous.
to speak to you.
It's the general knowledge quiz now. Um,
Oh, okay.
lowest
I'm a bit
score.
nervous.
The lowest score is, I want to say 2. It,
Okay.
don't
I've got to
hold me
get
to
three
that.
then. Okay, I'll get three.
The
We'll
highest
try and get
score
three.
is 9 out of
Oh, okay.
possible 10.
Oh
Uh,
no. Okay.
so
I'm really scared. I'm more nervous than I am before a race.
what is the longest British circuit?
Oh, it's out of two. I think it's either Silverstone GP or Snetterton 300.
It is
I'm
one
gonna
of those.
go. I'm gonna go. Oh, I'll go with Silverstone GP.
Correct.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Let me just make a little tally chart so I
Yeah.
keep
Okay.
track.
Got you. I'm
One
so
for
relieved
one.
after that.
How many teams competed in the 2005 US Grand Prix?
I wasn't even born. Um. Oh dear. How many teams?
It's like a special for like a bad reason.
Special for a bad reason. Is
Yeah,
it really low then? It might be really low, right? Four.
-1.
-1? How does that
No, I
work?
mean -1 from your answer.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant there's -1 teams. I was like, what?
Magic. Yeah,
How
3
many?
teams competed.
Three. Oh, close. Gosh, really? I didn't
I'll
know
give you
that.
half a point for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because all the tires kept like blowing up and stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll have to have a look into that. I'll have to
It
watch that.
YouTube it. It's really
Yeah, I
weird.
will do. Okay.
Um, What team was Jenson Button driving for when he won his title in 2009?
Oh, Braun GP.
Woohoo!
Yay! That was my best answer. I was a huge Jenson fan, actually. So
Love him.
I could tell you his autobiography.
I've got one of his autobiographies, but I just want the other one.
Yeah, oh, definitely. He's brilliant.
How many motor racing circuits, current and former, are there in the UK?
Oh, no. I have no idea. Oh, no. I've literally, let me think. I can't sit here and count them. I'll be here for ages. I'll go with 20.
I'll give you half a point for that because it's around 26.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's generous.
You've got 3 questions right. Woo! Well, you got 3
Go
points.
on. Brilliant.
What is Ferrari's nickname?
Ferrari's nickname.
Think
Oh.
about the logo.
Oh, the
Ferrari.
prancing horse.
Yeah.
Is that all? I was going to say Scuderia Ferrari, but I'm thinking that's not a nickname.
I'm going to go back to my first page of questions.
Yeah, okay.
At the 2008 Turkish Grand Prix, which record did Rubens Barrichello break, which has since been broken by both Fernando Alonso and Kimi Raikkonen?
Is it most races started?
Correct.
Most, yeah. Oh, brilliant. Oh, this is going well. I like this. This is good. I've never had this before.
How many race wins has Charles Leclerc had?
Oh, I don't know. I wonder if it's like 6.
1 less.
5. I nearly said 5 as well.
I'll give you half a mark for that as well.
Thank you. I had faith in Charles.
I actually thought it was way more than that. I saw this on TikTok the other day. I was like, huh?
He's had a lot of polls, hasn't he? But
Yeah.
he just doesn't convert them to wins as often. So,
bit of an oopsie. Which 3 races make up the Triple Crown of motorsports?
Oh, right. The Monaco Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
The Indy 500.
Yep.
I should totally know this. What's the last one?
It's really, really long. It goes on
really
for ages.
Oh, Le Mans.
Yeah, correct.
Brilliant. Thank you. I'd have actually kicked myself if I wouldn't have got that. Oh.
Who is the only driver to ever win the Triple Crown?
Oh. I want to say. Oh, wait, no, I've got 2 in my head. It's not Nigel Mansell, is it?
Nope.
It's Graham Hill.
Yeah.
Damon Hill. Graham Hill.
Graham. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll give you a point for that.
Thank you. I knew that really. I was just,
Just testing.
Yeah, that's it. I knew it.
Can you name
You all right?
this track?
That is. Oh, that's Alton Park.
Correct. So you got 8.
Oh, go on.
That's amazing.
Buzzing. So happy. I was so scared when you said the lowest was 2. I was like, oh no.
Could set a new record. Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Avoid the Tyrewall podcast, and thank you to Alisha for agreeing to do this interview. Comment your thoughts down below and see you next week. Bye!